alignment between marketing and sales. And this is the key part of the whole go-to-market in general for B2Bs. Let's start with talking about the real buying intent. Intent is really hard to see. Customer journeys are long. B2B clients in Dream Data's benchmarks were able to see that it takes them 211 days to go from first touch to new business closed. 211 days in general. And then there are at least 4 buyers involved in the customer journey, at least. That is a lot of data to capture. People are finding you various places. Most of the people are nowadays doing research on AI, LLMs, and that's what we're going to touch upon. How can you, as a marketer, come closer to sales, help close that revenue, but also capture how the buyers are currently buying from you? Because not many, still a lot, but most of the people are looking for you, looking for a solution on their ChatGPTs, on their Geminis, what is the best solution, and how do you make sure that you as a marketer capture that data early, but also at the relevant time. So the real intent is buried in a lot of noisy data. A lot of channels are showing you various intent. They're clicking some various links, and what is the right intent is very difficult to figure out because the data is scattered a lot across so many silos. You got a click from an LLM, somebody's looking you up on G2, somebody changed the job. There are so many things that are going on, which is giving mixed signals. We talk about signals a lot, but how do we make sure that we streamline those signals so marketers and sales can finally work together? And by the time sales reaches out, your competitors are already talking to the prospect. How to make sure that you are in front of all the buying cycle and untangling all that data. To start with, I'm going to bring up a G2 report that they just released, a very insightful report. And I think there was so much data that I had to bring it up for this presentation, and I brought it in today because I just read the report. I think it's very, very interesting. So there's so much economic uncertainty right now on the market. And when buyers are choosing some of the solutions, the key reasons for them are in the top, either risk management, upgrades to internal IT capabilities. The IT landscape is changing. The third one is interesting, competitive pressure. They're pressured by their competitors. That's why to be ahead of the curve, they need to act in a different way. And that's why they're making sure to buy the right solutions that can enable them to be at the right spot when their buyers are looking for them. I think this was really, really interesting. The second one was shortlists of prospects they're speaking with their prospective new tools are continuing to shrink. When I mentioned that in average at Dream Data, we saw around 4 buyers, well, it seems like last year, we used to see a big jump of those 4 to 7 buyers. This year, that percentage is falling. That means that the buyer group is getting smaller. There are still a lot of mixed signals that are being sent to you of, are my buyers actually buying or are they just looking around? So the group is getting smaller. The data is still scattered. How do we figure out which signals are we to strike for in order to enable our buyers to choose us? This is what we're here for. And the final part, your buyers prefer sales contact later in the journey. You guys are also in the buying seats too. And when you try to research some of the companies, I'm not ready to talk to a salesperson only after I have checked them out for the first time and got them shortlisted. When I click the link from one of my LLM tools or from Google or for wherever you do that, I'm not ready to talk with sales. But how can you, as a team, make sure that marketing is already upfront helping out your buyers to see you while they're assessing and are not being, I don't know, interrogated by sales. Are you ready to buy? And so on, because that is not a good sign from the tool either. Forrester said that 70% of buyers that spoke with you as a first vendor are going to buy from you, from the very first vendor. So, how do you strike that balance? If your buyers do not want to talk with sales, how do you make sure that you're the first one that they're going to reach out to? How do you do that? The most important part is that collaboration between marketing and sales. So you have to use the signals that the market is showing you, not jumping into the sales conversations from day one, but understanding how your buyers are buying and what is the best time for you to send marketing retargeting in or sending sales outreaches in. And this is where we're going to cover the pieces about AI showing you which signals are the right ones to strike and how can you use them as a marketer, or when is it the right time to send it to sales. So can we ask AI, what are the true buying signals? So we're not getting the mixed signals and we're enabling our own sales team to act when it's necessary, because when marketing is passing on over those leads, our clients are ready to talk with sales. I'm going to show you a quick video. And this is where we're going to bring back the memories of the first time we met with Jason, because we just had a billboard on the Times Square. Just have a look. It really, really surprised me. So this was a billboard. B2B is getting mixed signals. Not anymore. Let's make sure that you don't get mixed signals and you can try dream data signals or don't. And then they put me on to the Times Square billboard. That was a fun moment of the team to put me in. I didn't know this was going to happen. This was totally crazy. And that human aspect of having the billboard and myself and sending the signals launch out to the world was amazing. Thank you for having a look at the billboard together with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope one day somebody gets to surprise you on this as well. So before we jump into final results of how can you get help from AI signals to finally figure out how are we supposed to sell to our buyers and how can we enable our sales team to strike when it's right, we have to take a step back. Before you're able to figure out which signals are right, you need to have clean data. You have to get into a trusted B2B data for those AI signals to show the right results. And let me show you how would I explain this to my friends, if they let me. So let's play that. You guys are my friends. I'm going to tell you how to get to trusted data before you enable AI signals. Because for AI to work in any situation, you have to work as a clean data set. And this is of the utmost importance for ourselves as well. So you need to understand how you get customers. How do you get customers and then automate to get more of them? To start with, you have to collect all of your go-to-market data. Remember, we started talking about B2B marketing data is scattered. There are so many buyers, so many touches. AI research is coming into the picture. So how do we figure it all out? First, we have to collect the data from all of the sources. From all of your ad platforms, your CRM has to be connected, your marketing automation, if you have any intent signals coming through your website, all that has to be connected so you're able to untangle all that data. Then you have to model it for B2Bs. B2C customer journeys are pretty chill and easy. Somebody Google you, somebody looked you up on LLMs or clicked the link, and then suddenly they buy after some time. In B2Bs, it can take up to 60 days for your buyer who actually just researched you to even convert. And in that 60 days times, if you know which signals are working for specific clients, you're able to send out marketing retargeting for that group. And then sales would strike in as soon as the buyer is ready to speak with you. After you model your data, you can start analyzing and understanding how your buyers are buying. You can access your data, push it out to any other platforms, and then you can automate. This piece of presentation is about automation purely. How do you automate and make AI help you that on that clean data set, you're able to retarget your buyers that are ready to buy or at least are considering of buying and send AI signals to sales as soon as your buyers are showing intent to speak to your sales team. Here's how we do it. So we inspect every touch in your customer journeys. You have to know what's happening, and it should not be too difficult to figure out. Mapping your LinkedIn ads impressions, because you're trying to get the clients. Okay, you're targeting specific group of clients. Then they start coming to your website, clicking specific links. So you need to figure out, okay, so after they started to show ad impressions, when we're targeting them, what is happening? How are they buying? What are the touches that are happening in this customer journey for them to finally convert? So instead of knowing that a signal for us is direct form submission, or a signal is we're seeing IBM on our website, we would then much easier know what type of buyers are involved, who is investigating us anonymously, submitting forms, or being targeted with ads as well. So untangling the whole data set. Then you analyze the performance of all the marketing campaigns. This is where you get into an understanding which campaigns are best to target at the beginning of the journey or at the end. And when does sales kick in? Because sales are doing campaigns together with you as well. So the ideal part is to run that process in tandem. And then you would build and sync precise audiences back to your ad platforms. So this is the first part. When you figured out which signals and what type of touches are bringing in your clients, and hopefully knowing that those are the ones that are bringing in the clients that close, then you're able to sync those audiences back to your ad platforms. This is where marketing strikes in. This is where marketing is starting in to show the brand and show up for the buyers that when they're ready to buy, sales can kick in instead of having sales targeting very early in the journey. Because your buyers want to speak with sales much later than you would expect. So let marketing first in. And you have to know that type of data. And then you can sync offline conversions to optimize your ads for revenue. This is another point where AI comes in. So what you need to do with Dreamder or another platform that you might be using, you can also use Zapier for this, but this is amazing. So what you can do is when somebody is clicking on an ad, let's say they come from LinkedIn, they click on an ad, land on your website anonymously, LinkedIn would not know when did that client convert if they did not convert on that click. So LinkedIn would need to know that it converted on that click that landed them from the ad platform. But if they don't convert and there goes those 60 days after that initial click, they come into your website directly. You have been targeting them with ads. So that's what makes sense for buyers to do. Then they would go into your website directly, submit a form for you. LinkedIn would still never know that that submission has happened. What you need to make sure to do is to take those touches that have actually converted after the LinkedIn touch and inform LinkedIn to update their algorithms for targeting more clients for yourselves, the ones that actually convert offline. So to close that gap, you can use LinkedIn and Google and Meta capabilities to update their targeting algorithms for you by sending information about the offline conversions happening on your website that were initiated by that ad platform touch. A lot of clients are using Zapier for this. So this is not a very heavy build. And if you would like to know how more, I'm very happy to tell you more of that information. The most impactful ones are if you're informing LinkedIn or other platforms by which of your clients have actually moved even further down the pipeline stages. So you can optimize not just for an MQL for actual form submission, but further for an SQL or even new business. So that information being sent to LinkedIn would give them another signal that these clients are actually becoming new business for them. And they would update their algorithm to send even more targeted clients for you. Remember, ad platforms' number one key goal is for you to make money. Yes, they get money from you, but if you don't see results from their platforms, you're going to jump to another platform. So their goal is to know better what targeting works so they can bring more clients for yourselves. So this is where marketing comes in. And after that, we get into AI signals. AI signals that you can use for sales. So you can spot buying intent before competitors. Buying intent that your buyers are ready to either speak with sales or they're ready to be retargeted for some specific ad platforms as well. With Dream Data Signals, you can use AI to scan all of your go-to-market data and identify hidden intent signals that correlate with actual pipeline and revenue. The reason for me saying pipeline and revenue is because signals are also important for upsells, for dead deals, and so on. So it's not just for very top of funnel when they're ready to buy. So your marketing and sales team knows exactly which accounts to focus on and when. And we will get into the automation of when. So what it basically does, it scans your own full go-to-market data from first touch all the way to new business closed or even further to renewals. So you in marketing or in sales teams, you would know when to strike. So you are the first ones to be seen on your ads, and you would be out speaking with your clients before your competitors do as well. So the way you can use AI signals is you can build high intent audiences and sync them to the major ad platforms, to the ad platforms that you use. This is how marketing is in front of the buyers as first. They don't want to speak with sales. They want to see your brand. The more your brand is exposed to the buyers, the more prone they will be to reach out to you first. And remember, 70% of the times, if you're the first one they're speaking with at their buying journey, you have a very high chance to win. You're going to be the first one. Then you can notify sales so sales can strike while intent is hot and relevant. Don't be too late. Don't be too early either. Send marketing first, and then you're able to send the notification to sales through Slacks, Teams, or emails that these specific accounts you're working on are ready to engage. And this is the perfect time for you to engage with them through a sequence or giving them a call. But the AI signals can be anything at all, meaning that that could be a G2 review, that could be a pricing view. For every single client, that's different. For every single company, that's different. Sometimes a high signal might be looking into pricing, but not necessarily. Maybe reading a blog, AI would figure out that some specific blogs are showing high intent signals for your sales to strike because very likely they will be interested to look into your solution. So it can be any types of signals, not just the ones that we might think are the most obvious ones. Because the obvious ones, probably we already know that they're buying and we might be too late. And then you can tailor your engagement scoring model to your unique go-to-market. So it's easier for you to see what signals are the right ones to strike, to focus, and then figure out how often do we see them as well, to tailor your go-to-market accordingly as well. So see what no one else can see. Let AI help you for marketing to be better at targeting and for sales to strike while it's hot. This is where AI can help you out on the clean data set. I can't strike it enough of how important it is to first work on the clean data set and then enable that data to work.